What's up, everybody? Oh boy, haven't I got a treat for you today. Black 2 and White 2 Yu battle, and I mean classic Yu. None of that nonsense we see in Yu nowadays. Bishop in the same tier as Hariyama. That's how you know we're talking old school. It took me a while, but I finally found someone to have 5th gen battle with, because although I clearly stated that 5th gen Wi-Fi battles are still perfectly doable with alternative Wi-Fi server, people still act surprised when I ask them for Black 2 and White 2 battle, so let me say it once again. You can still have 5th gen battles even with the official Wi-Fi servers shut down. All you need is either a Nintendo DS with a flash card, 3DS with DS flash card, or a decent PC with LAN connection and Desmume. My today's opponent by the name of Bidoof opted for the third option, and as you can see, it worked just fine for him, but I am happy to have a 5th gen battle with anyone that opts for it, and I will help you set up the alter Wi-Fi connection. All you need, other than what I mentioned, is some time and willingness to time travel to the good Black 2 and White 2 times. Without further ado, let's get into today's battle. I lead off with Frostlass to set up some spikes, spread some T-waves, do what lead Frostlass does best. This bulky monstrosity that is staring at me doesn't seem to care about any of that though, so although I'm pretty sure he's just going to set up his Stealth Rocks right now, I switch to Hariyama to activate my Thaymorp and put some pressure on him. He switches to Quillfish and takes little damage from Fake Out, but I have a perfect check for this thing being my Slowbro, and looking on his team, I realize that he really doesn't have good switches to Psychic plus Cold combination, so I am planning to take full advantage of it. He sets up a layer of spikes and then T-waves me as I go for a Scald, predicting his switch to Xatu or Bishop. He then sets up another layer of spikes as I get fully paralyzed, but it didn't really matter because I just went for a Scald again, thinking that he has no business staying in there. This thing setting up hazards in my face is slightly annoying, so then I decide to finally go for a Psychic and one-shot him. And I guess he was just waiting for that to happen, because he throws in a good game right after, as if it was over for me already. Maybe it is, let's see. I go to my Bandit Flygun to scare him off with an Outrage, but of course go for a U-turn instead. That is pretty much what every Flygun used to do in 5th gen. Perhaps it still does that nowadays, I'm not sure because I haven't actually seen it in UU since X and Y came out. Anyway, I decide to go to my Cobalion for absolutely no reason other than me wanting to show off the hipster choice spec set with Volt Switch. I take a ton of damage from these spikes though, and stored power brings me low enough to die on the next switch-in, so that one Volt Switch is all that Cobalion does this game, but his Xatu doesn't get to do anything more either, as I finally bring my Rotom, which is what I should have done in the first place, and get rid of this thing with a Thunderbolt. He goes back to Swampert, and I know that I need to weaken this thing down somehow before I attempt to take it out with Hariyama or Flygun, so I decide to Death Fodder my Black Sabbath, which is a good call as he goes for a Roar, and then bring my Slowbro. I easily take his Earthquake and intentionally go for a Psychic first to bait his Bishop switch in, and then switch it up to a Scald, which for once ends up working out great, as he does bring his Bishop and I burn it on the switch. So now all I have to do is get rid of this thing and wear down Swampert a bit more, and I should be able to clean up with Bandit Flygun as long as his Nidoking isn't scarfed. Now because this is 5th gen, Knockoff has base power of 20, which is one thing that I wish was never changed. Because of that, he doesn't even have it on its moveset. I mean, find me a Bishop that doesn't carry Knockoff nowadays, good luck with that. I don't want to play around Sucker Punch though, so I decide to switch to Hariyama as he indeed ends up going for it. Then I go for a Fake Out and follow it up with a Bullet Punch, but he manages to survive both and takes me out with an Iron Head before going down to the burn damage. So now our main concern is Swampert, but fortunately I've got just a thing to weaken it down. I go to my Rotom and take a Stealth Rock damage, which in this case is actually a good thing, because I get off a juicy Pain Split right after, bring him down to around half, and I don't even care that he takes me out in return with a Waterfall, because now I can finally bring my Flygun and click the win button. No fairies around, nothing to worry about. I'm about to outrage all over his team. He immediately goes to his Nidoking though to cut my sweep short, but it turns out that he isn't scarfed after all and straight up bites the dust to the following outrage, and so does Venomoth. Dragons killing everything. Welcome back to 5th gen. Good game, Bidoof. I don't know about you guys, but even though this battle was nothing special, I felt that nostalgic 5th gen vibe from it, so it's definitely not the last time you're going to see some 5th gen action on my channel. If you enjoyed that little reminder of the past, don't forget to rate and comment on your way out, and as always, I see you all next time.